Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Avdiivka. I said that Avdiivka was surrounded, encircled for some time, but how should I put it? The news will take some time to be given to us by both sides. The Russians obviously are taking it slowly. The Ukrainians are fighting. I don't know exactly for what, because Avdiivka has no chance. In the past 2 months, I said Avdiivka is over, and that is encircled. So I have here an article, and I have two maps. Even the Ukrainians are coming and say, well, you know what? The Russians might strangle us and will sever the road of life, which is the only supply route that Avdiivka has. So let me show you this article, and I'm going to show you two maps right here. The New Voice of Ukraine. Ukrainian soldier, singular, says Russians trying to sever road of life supply route to Avdiivka. Personal note here. I don't really go by one person's testimony. I need hard evidence. I don't like the evidence provided in the Second World War, by some regarding certain things. And then the same guys who came out and made those statements and claims were just believed just like this, without asking the other ones if that's true or not. So I don't like that. The same here. You have one Ukrainian soldier, singular, saying something. Not necessarily a lie or, something that's incorrect. But personally, I don't go by what one person said because, one person's testimony is not really, you need more than that. So let me show you further here what these guys are talking about. And I'm quoting, today the enemy is attempting to storm the town from the flanks in order to separate the logistics corridor, the so-called road of life, he said. The defense forces receive everything they need through the road of life. However, I'm quoting, it is still fully under the control of the armed forces of the defense forces. What am I talking about? About a month ago, they said that the Russians are able to shell the road. So that's, it's under control, but it's kind of like a heavy rain over there. Asked whether there is enough ordnance, the soldier said that given the fact that there is a huge amount of firepower there, they must be supplied with ammunition. And I'm quoting, as of today, I do not see any problem with the supply and maintenance of ammunition on this axis. I strongly doubt that. He said the Russian military tried to storm Avdiivka, throwing several mechanized columns at the city, but lost 80% of their equipment. Again, the spokesman for the Joint Press Chief Okay, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Ukraine, Valery Zaluzny, said during a month of active assaults on Avdiivka and Donetsk Oblast, Russia lost about 10,000 soldiers. That's the way I do. I look over the map, and when I see, and I don't just get my information from one map, and I see villages that are mentioned in various articles, and I write them down. When I write them down with the date, let's say the town Tom Jones, and I put the date. I say, well, they're fighting in the Tom Jones town. All right, the Russians are shelling it, and then I write it down in the date, and then I write another one. I know, Michael Jackson town, or I don't know, Elvis Presley town, or whomever. So I go with that in the date. And after a month, I go back and I see that they don't mention that. They're past that. I look over the map and then I realize that it was an offensive and the town Tom Jones is way in the hands of the Russians. Or Michael Jackson is way in the hands of the Russians, and so is Elvis Presley's city. The same here. So when these guys are telling this and that, I look over the map and I see the changes, and I read the articles in about 1, 2, 3 weeks on the same spot, and I see the difference. again, looking at the map. So let me show you two maps on Avdiivka so we understand what's going on here a little bit better. I'm going to start with a Russian map, which is showing a little bit of a different story, but this is not the best map. But the Russians are not showing too much success over there. I mean, it is success. They are successful around Avdiivka, but you'll see what I'm talking about when I'm going to pull up here Avdiivka. Avdiivka is right here. Now this is the road to hell, right, Chris? Right here. This is the road, the whatever road of life. This is the one they're talking about right here. This is the road of life. Now these guys have been attacking and being able to bombard it right here. You see, they didn't reach there on this map. This is a Russian map, and I have the best map in the world here, according to themselves, right here. And you have this one, and this is a live map, and it's fantastic. Well, it shows more details, that's for sure. And this is what they show in Avdiivka. They'll show us a little different story. Now remember that the road of life, and this is a railway line right here. So it's a road, I'm guessing, as well. You see this right here? This is the Russian troops, according to these guys, are right there. Right there. Now, which one is the route? This little thing here, you think it is? I don't think this is the road to hell right here. Could be this one as well. So I'm not putting it, behind that. But if I go to this one is the railway. That's, if this is it, right here, and it's a road. So this is the main road, I would say, right, this one. And on the Russian map, they didn't reach it yet. So I don't know what these guys are saying about we still have supplies. Maybe they do. What I think they should have done or should do, get the fuck out of that town. I don't think they should have defended it in the first place, because the Russians destroyed it because the Ukrainian army was positioned inside the city. If the Ukrainian army wouldn't have been inside the city, the Russians did not blow it. Remember Paris, yes, in France, the capital of France in the Second World War. When the Russians were coming, all right, blitzkrieg, the tanks were coming closer. They called and say, you know what, we are going to designate Paris an open city. Did the Germans touch it? No, they did not touch anything in Paris. They didn't blow anything up. There's stories and blah blah blah. Supposedly Hitler wanted to do it when he was losing and all that, but the fact is it didn't happen. So what you can attach to someone's intentions or not, no, the fact is it didn't happen. They prevented it. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, so that's with Paris. If the Germans did not touch it, do you think the Russians are worse than the Germans? No. Yeah, those guys, the Nazis. All right. So when you hear they fought in Soledar or in Mariupol or they fought in Bakhmut, now they are on Avdiivka, they're gonna go in Marinka, they're gonna go in whatever it's Kupiansk. Why do they shell those cities? Remember, the Israeli Defense Forces and the ministry says that the reason, one of the reasons, I guess, or the main reason why the civilian population is destroyed in Gaza is because the civilians are used as human shields by Hamas. Is it happening the same thing here? I don't think so. I don't think it happens. But then that's a fact that you fight within the city limits. Why? Well, you can say we're going to find them in the air, we're going to find them in the beaches, we're going to find them on the landing ground, and we will never surrender. Well then, flatten. And then you say, well, it was them. No, look at Paris. So every time they claim, oh, the Russians destroyed, look what they did to the city. Remember Paris. And then all that is that. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.